Before your eyes fully settle, imagine rising beyond gravity, beyond noise, beyond the familiar weight of ordinary days. This is not escape, but remembrance, a gentle return to a place where wonder was never lost. You drift upward through layers of silver clouds, and the world below softens into silence. Above you, light gathers, shaping a vision that feels both ancient and newly born. A golden citrine palace emerges, floating effortlessly in the endless sky, as if thought itself had learned architecture. Every surface glows with warmth, every reflection whispers calm, and every step invites your breath to slow. You sense immediately that this place was not built to impress the eyes alone, but to soothe the unseen corners of the soul. Golden marble corridors stretch forward, polished by light rather than time, carrying echoes of serenity. Citrine walls shimmer like captured sunlight, reminding you that abundance can be gentle and luxury can be kind. As you move deeper, the palace seems to respond to your awareness, opening spaces that mirror your inner stillness. Staircases of crystal rise and curve, not demanding effort, but encouraging trust in the ascent. With each upward motion, thoughts loosen their grip, and the mind begins to listen instead of chase. Dimensional music hums softly through the air, not heard so much as felt, aligning heartbeats with something vast. This is where fantasy stops pretending and truth begins wearing symbols. In this luminous stillness, you are invited to awaken the universe within you, the silent architecture behind every dream. The palace above the clouds is not distant or unreachable because it was shaped from the same substance as your imagination. As halls unfold endlessly, you may begin to wonder why such beauty feels strangely familiar. That question lingers, suspended like light in crystal, hinting that something deeper is about to be revealed. You sense that the palace is watching without judgment, reflecting patience, waiting for you to notice what you have forgotten. The air feels charged with meaning, as though every breath carries a message just beyond language. Somewhere ahead, unseen doors remain closed, not locked, but reserved for a moment of readiness. You continue forward, unaware that the calm surrounding you is preparing you for a quiet shift. This journey has only begun, and already the palace has started to change the way you perceive yourself. Above the clouds, time stretches softly, giving you space to feel rather than rush. A subtle anticipation builds, like a held breath, suggesting that what lies ahead may challenge what you believe is real. The golden glow deepens, shadows lengthen gently, and the palace seems to lean closer. Without realizing it, you are crossing a threshold where observation turns into participation. Something waits beyond the next corridor, patient and precise, ready to meet the version of you that is waking up. For now, you walk on, guided by light, curiosity, and a feeling you cannot yet name. They gather quietly, promising answers that will soon begin to unfold. Moving deeper into the palace, the glow subtly dims, not into darkness, but into intention, and the silence thickens like velvet around awareness. Gardens appear suspended in mid-air, their luminous yellow crystal flowers breathing light with every imagined breeze. Paths curve without urgency, inviting reflection rather than direction, and the sky stretches endlessly, holding no sun yet radiating warmth. Here, luxury is not possession, but presence, a reminder that peace is the rarest treasure. As dimensional music swells, memories surface unannounced, fragments of forgotten hopes and paused ambitions rising gently to be seen. The palace does not distract, it reveals. Each archway becomes a mirror, each reflection asking whether you have been living aligned with your inner design. You feel elevated, yet oddly vulnerable, as if the altitude has stripped away pretense. In the center of this floating realm, a vast hall opens, its citrine floor flawless, its ceiling dissolving into stars. Suspense gathers quietly, because something here feels unfinished, as though the palace itself is holding a breath. You sense a presence that is not separate from you, waiting beyond thought. The music slows, almost stops, and the stillness grows so complete that even your heartbeat feels loud. Questions surface without answers, and certainty loosens. What if this beauty is not a destination, but a test of awareness? What if the palace exists only while you remain conscious of it? The idea unsettles you, and the golden light flickers in response, as though listening. For a moment, the gardens fade, corridors blur, and the edge of the clouds creeps closer. Suspense tightens as you realize the palace could dissolve the instant doubt outweighs trust. This is where many turn back, clinging to familiar gravity. Yet something within urges you forward, whispering that awakening requires risk. To awaken the universe is not to escape reality, but to stand steady while it reshapes itself. The palace begins to glow brighter again, responding to your choice. The hall expands, stars returning to the ceiling, music flowing once more. You understand now that this realm is interactive, built from attention and sustained by intention. With that awareness, fear softens into curiosity. You are no longer a visitor, but a participant in a living vision. The suspense resolves not with an answer, but with a realization that meaning unfolds only when you remain present. The palace stabilizes, richer than before, and the journey prepares to reveal why this ascent mattered at all. It hums with approval, encouraging patience, humility, and sustained focus as qualities of ascent. Beyond the hall, unseen pathways align themselves, hinting at lessons yet unspoken. You feel steadier now, grounded within elevation, aware that awareness itself is the key. The suspense transforms into quiet resolve, setting the stage for a final understanding that will soon emerge. Everything pauses briefly, not to delay you, but to confirm readiness before the last threshold opens, and the true message of this celestial journey becomes unmistakably clear within you now, shaping perception and purpose forever. As the final threshold opens, the palace no longer feels external, and the sky above seems to fold gently inward, as if inviting reflection rather than observation. The golden citrine light settles into a steady glow, no longer dazzling but deeply reassuring, like wisdom that no longer needs to prove itself. You realize that the ascent was never about height, luxury, or fantasy architecture, but about clarity. The floating palace becomes a symbol, dissolving the illusion that peace exists somewhere else. Every corridor you walked mirrors a decision once delayed. Every staircase echoes growth chosen despite uncertainty. In this calm revelation, you feel the universe responding, not as a distant force, but as an intimate rhythm woven through breath and thought. This is where imagination and awareness unite, where the inner world shapes the outer experience. To awaken the universe is to recognize that consciousness is the true luxury, more precious than gold or crystal. The celestial gardens fade softly, leaving behind their essence rather than their form, and the dimensional music resolves into silence that feels complete. You are no longer searching, because nothing is missing. The palace above the clouds has fulfilled its purpose by reminding you of your own capacity to create harmony within chaos. As the sky brightens, the sense of separation gently releases, and the clouds become transparent, revealing countless worlds rising and falling in the same way. You understand that each viewer, each dreamer, walks their own palace without realizing it, guided by attention and intention. This realization does not overwhelm, it empowers. You feel grounded, even as the palace slowly dissolves into light, leaving no loss behind. The luxury remains, now internalized as self-trust, presence, and imagination. You carry the calm forward, knowing it can be accessed anytime awareness is chosen over distraction. The journey ends without ending, because awakening is not a moment but a practice. As the last traces of golden light merge with the sky, a quiet gratitude settles in. You are returned gently, not to the noise of the world, but to participation in it with clearer vision. This experience was never meant to be held onto, but to be lived through perspective, creativity, and mindful presence. The universe does not ask for perfection, only attention. As the clouds close behind you, the palace remains exactly where it belongs, within the space where imagination meets intention. Carry this awareness forward, and allow beauty, calm, and curiosity to shape the way you move through each moment. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.